Sometimes success comes to people who know how to wait for it. Sometimes we have to wait years, even decades before our big break comes along, just like Chris Pratt did. He waited tables for 14 years and slept in a van for 6 years just to make it to Hollywood. And now he's one of the most famous actors in the world. His story will inspire you to keep going, no matter what obstacles you face in life. Chris Pratt was born on June 21, 1979, in Virginia, Minnesota, USA. When he was 8, his parents divorced and he had to move to a new city every 2 or 3 years. So he grew up in several places like Washington, Alaska, Maryland, Hawaii, and California. In total, he attended 13 different schools. You can imagine how difficult it must have been for him to adapt to a new environment so often and to make new friends all the time. But somehow he managed and even found solace in acting. He started performing in school plays and musicals when he was in 6th grade. He played the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz and won an award for it. After graduating from high school, he enrolled at the University of Wisconsin-Madison to study theater. But soon he dropped out and joined the Groundlings, a comedy group in Los Angeles. There, he honed his skills in improvisation and sketch comedy. But there was a problem. He didn't have any money. He couldn't afford rent or food. So he did odd jobs to survive. He worked as a waiter, a host, a bartender, a janitor, and a telemarketer. He also slept in his car or at his friends' houses. He wanted to become an actor so badly that he didn't mind enduring all the hardships. In 2000, he landed his first role in the sitcom Friends. He played a fictionalized version of himself and appeared in 2 episodes. This gave him some exposure and credibility and helped him get more roles. He had small parts in other TV shows like The West Wing, Gilmore Girls, Weeds, Everwood, and CSI Miami. But he still wasn't making enough money to support himself. He still had to wait tables to pay the bills. He kept doing that for 14 years straight. He waited tables at Bubba Gump Shrimp Co. in Universal City, where he earned $2 an hour plus tips. At times, he made as much as $300 a day in tips alone. He saved all his earnings and invested them in his acting career. He took classes, workshops, and private coaching sessions. He also moved to Hawaii for a while and worked as a waiter at a restaurant called The Plantation. He used his free time to surf and hike and enjoy the beautiful beaches of Hawaii. He fell in love with the island lifestyle and decided to stay there for 6 years. In 2006, he married a woman named Anna Faris, who was also an actress. They had a son together in 2009, and everything seemed to be going well for him. But behind the scenes, he was struggling. He was far from his acting goals, and he was feeling discouraged and depressed. He felt like he was wasting his talent and his life away. He felt like he had nothing to show for all his hard work and sacrifices. He felt like he was a failure. But then something happened that changed everything. In 2012, he got a call from his manager. A film producer named John Krasinski had seen his performance in the TV show Parks and Recreation and wanted him to play the male lead in his movie called What to Expect When You're Expecting. The movie was a romantic comedy about 5 couples who are trying to get pregnant. Pratt played a stay-at-home dad who is expecting his first child with his wife. The movie was not a critical or commercial success, but Pratt's performance was praised by critics and audiences alike. They loved his charm, his wit, and his chemistry with his co-stars. They also loved his comedic timing and his ability to make them laugh and cry. They didn't know that this was just the beginning of his rise to fame. After What to Expect When You're Expecting, Pratt went on to star in other movies like Money Monster, Passengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Jurassic World. He became one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood and one of the most recognizable faces in the industry. He became a household name for kids and adults alike. He became a global superstar. So, what can we learn from Chris Pratt's story? First of all, we can learn that success is not easy or instant. It takes time, patience, and persistence. Chris Pratt waited tables for 14 years and slept in a van for 6 years. He could have given up on his dream of becoming an actor long ago, but he didn't. He kept believing in himself and his talent. He kept honing his skills and taking classes. He kept auditioning and networking. He never lost hope. Secondly, we can learn that success is not always what we expect or want. Chris Pratt didn't become famous for playing the lead roles in big-budget movies. He became famous for playing supporting roles in romantic comedies. He didn't become famous for being the funniest guy or the most handsome guy. He became famous for being the most charming guy. And lastly, we can learn that success is not everything or the only thing that matters in life. Chris Pratt didn't just pursue fame and fortune. He pursued happiness and fulfillment. He pursued love and family. He pursued adventure and joy. He didn't just chase the spotlight, he chased the rainbow. If you like this video, leave a comment down below. Which fact surprised you the most about Chris Pratt's life? And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so. Thanks for watching.